It is time for something special for these babies today. Come on, babies. So, what am I doing out here in the patch of bark with all the baby bonsais? Well, you may or may not know that bonsais don't do great in a greenhouse if they haven't really been hardened to the elements, because bonsais, especially like pine and spruce, they do best when they're outside. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure they have a spot out in the garden where they're protected. Now I know these teeny tiny little containers are just not going to do it. They could freeze. So I'm going to put them in these, but I'm not going to repot them. A little bit more. A little bit more. Yeah, there you go. There we go. That's a little too big. There we go. You'll notice they've all finished growing their new little buds. So this is the perfect time to be doing this. I'm not taking them out of their pots. I'm just going to fill up all around them. The reason I'm using this bark is because it has plenty of good bacteria in it. I still want to encourage their roots to grow for the rest of fall. Using the bark makes sure that there's plenty of drainage. I don't have to go out and buy more potting soil. this was, the Norway spruce is the itty bittiest. You gotta be pretty gentle with her. There we go. Right, on to the next part. Alrighty. I discovered a bit of a surprise today, and I've been discovering this every couple of days now, so at least I know somebody has been in the yard snacking on some of my my pea plants. I think it's probably a bunny. I feel pretty good that bunnies don't like pines though, so I'm not very worried. Trying not to put these all the way in, just enough to give them a bit of root protection. I'm gonna put the Norway spruce at the end of the line. Oh, I feel a root there. Maybe I'll put the Norway spruce at the beginning? No. Yes. Yes, I will. I'll put her right here. Deep enough? Pretty much. All right. Now, this gives all the bonsai babies just enough protection while letting them be outside. Nice warmth of the soil. And when it really drops down in December, I will come out here with some extra bark and just put it all around them so they still have plenty of protection. GoPro? Oh, wait. Yeah, that's right. I forgot to feed them. Oh my goodness, they need their last feeding. All right. Now, I made this feeding purposely super light. And of course, I did a little bit, quite a bit heavier on the nitrogen than everything else. I also used the General hydroponic formulas in the water because remember, my tap water is somewhere around 7, and I really need this water to be 5 or below. So I had to adjust the pH of the water and then add the nutrients and check everything again. This has a very, very light scattering of nutrients, and not only will it do for these babies, but it will also give the larger bonsai that are already in their permanent pots their last feeding. There you go. All right. Ah, excellent. Now that's all that I'm going to water these for the rest of the season. That's it. That's their last food. We'll see who survives until spring. Nighty night. All right, now it's time to figure out where to put the seedling planters. I'd like to have them all in the same place, along with the baby pines. Let's see how the babies have done. They get eaten? Nope, nobody got eaten. They look like they are perky and happy. Although I've had another visitor, I can see the visitor has been stepping on spaces. So maybe one on each end might be an idea. Let's see. I'm not going to plant them today because it is definitely not cold enough. But I'd like the soil to settle in the bottom of the pan so that when I plant the seedlings in these planters, they don't get buried underneath everything. The seeds that I have don't necessarily like to be buried. Steak. Ah, perfect. Very nice. All right. Now, I'm gonna do a bit of layers. Very thin layer of, this is mostly sand. And I'm gonna go get a couple of spoonfuls of bark and peat together. There we go. Excellent. Maybe one more spoon. There we go. I think that should be enough. And this will mimic the normal habitat just enough. Just enough with the bark, the peat moss, perlite, lovely, free draining. But with the rain we get, the bottom will be nice and preserved. And now all I have to do is repeat that on that end and hope nobody digs it up. I actually can't wait to get these babies planted. Pine, fir, and acorns. All right, just a little water to settle it in. Now, the nice thing about doing it like this is that when the roots of these little babies reach for some warmth, they're going to find it, because underneath these planters, as thin as they may be, there will be decomposing vegetation underneath. That's all the corn and pea plants and everything else that's underneath. All that will still be decomposing throughout the winter. It will provide a small amount of warmth so that all these babies have enough warmth to make it through. Not that they're going to need a whole lot, but in spring they'll really be ready to go. Once they start germinating, there'll be nothing holding them back. All right. All right, I think that is plenty. That is just enough. Lovely. Now, I'm going to sit back and wait for those 50-degree Fahrenheit days. Please, goodness, give us 50-degree Fahrenheit days.